Hello and welcome to day 3 of the Fearless City Challenge. Today's prompt is all about a deep belief that I hold. And what I really would like to share with you is about how I truly believe that we create our own reality. In other words, what it is that we bring into our lives and how we experience it, how we work with it, and how we respond to life. Have you ever had this person who just seems to always attract luck? Like their life is just going well all the time. They seem to just have luck with money, luck with health. They're just always healthy. They always light up the room. They always have friends. They always have support. On the other hand, you have someone who always struggles. Like it's always, the emotions are always heavy. It's almost like life is always against them, and they feel like, some of the language could be like, when am I ever going to get a break, and when is this ever going to stop? And so the difference in these two people, because it could be two people going through the exact same situations, it's the way in how they deal with it. And I'm going to share a bit of a personal example. I have twin sisters, and they're not identical, but they obviously are very close, and they grew up in the same home. And it's been very interesting in their experience of how they've chosen their life paths, so how they've chosen to express their life paths. And so they were raised by the same parents, same house, same siblings, same school, and yet they've got two very different realities. They have similar dreams and desires to create families and to do something that they love, and they've expressed this in very different ways. Now, you could say, oh, well, the one was just lucky because she found an amazing man, she got married, she moved abroad, she's expecting her first baby, it's very exciting, and so life is really going well. The other one has gone through a really difficult situation. She actually overcame cancer. I'm so super proud of her and happy for her. And she, in a sense, is questioning her purpose. Like, what do I want to do? Still figuring that out. And so what's the difference? The difference is who we are and how we show up in the world. And so does it mean we all have to be sparkly, happy personalities? No, I don't think that's what it's about. I feel it's about who we are and whether we are authentic and true to ourselves, or whether we sit with a lot of doubt, a lot of heaviness around experiences that we've had. We could interpret our experiences and let it weigh us down. And I was a victim to that for a very long time, where I would feel really sorry for myself because of everything that's happened in my life. I found out I was adopted at 26. I had a boyfriend that I dated for 4 years, and he cheated on me. I had to move all the way across South Africa to come and find a job and have this dream life of finding a husband, having children, and then that didn't work out. Starting 3 businesses and finding out that entrepreneur life wasn't as easy as I thought. So starting friendships, losing a best friend to cancer. So there's been so many things that have happened in my life, and I can sit and say, oh, I'm a victim. I've had to start all over again. I lost my dream of a family. I don't have the support that I used to have. Life is against me because I've had lots of challenges in the last year that I've manifested living on this amazing dream farm. I almost lost my contract of living here. So the contract was renegotiated a couple of months in. I lost my cat of 18 years. I was very sad. And there's been a whole bunch of stuff. The window broke. The dogs were barking at each other through the window, and the window popped out. When I moved here, I had a trailer on the back of my car, which my ex very kindly offered to arrange to have me move my stuff. And then when I got here, I couldn't reverse it out. I didn't have how to do that. So there's been a lot of challenges along the way. And at the same time, it's like I could I could view it as, oh, life is against me. It gives me this beautiful farm, but it gives me all of these challenges that I have to go through. It's a huge house. So to maintain it as a single mom while being an entrepreneur, running my own business, being far away from towns, I can't just quickly hire someone to come and help me to babysit or to, fix a window, whatever, or come and do the garden. It's those kind of like easy conveniences I don't have here. And I could by this time say, oh, I've had this lovely farm, but look at how hard my life is. Look at how tough it's been. Versus, you know what? It's part of the adventure, because I've had some incredible adventures. I've camped on my own farm. My kids have been swimming in the dam in summertime. They were swimming at 8 o'clock at night. They've got this amazing outdoor lifestyle. I get to play with my horses. I've had some really interesting experiences with chickens and geese and ducks. That's been really, I've learned how to make a fire. I've got this amazing fireplace. And so I've had to learn how to make a fire. And sometimes I struggle. Still this week, we had a lot of rain in Cape Town recently. And I was really struggling to get the fire going. And I'm like, by now I should be like a pro, right? And so it really is about our outlook, our attitude towards these things that happen. And so we can be in victim mode, blame others for the situation that we are in. And yes, that happens to me too. I also still go back into victim mode where I would be like, oh, someone else did this to me. It's their fault that I'm in this situation. And then at the same time saying, no, you know what? This was my choice. I made a choice at a certain point in my life to say, I'm no longer tolerating something. I no longer want to be in a certain situation, and draw some lines in the sand. And that had consequences. And so I can blame someone else. And it is easier sometimes, especially when I'm having an emotional dip, to blame someone else. And then also to say, you know what, this was my choice. I chose to be expansive. I chose to move forward. I chose to grow, to keep growing as a person, to connect deeper into who I am, and want to express that, and want to have deeply connected, loving relationships. And so if other people can't come to the party or chooses not to be part of that journey, that doesn't make them responsible for what goes wrong in my life. So coming back to the point of creating our own reality. So for me, it's about, we choose the way that we look at things. So we choose what we focus on. So I can focus on all the pain and hurt that I've had the last year. Like I said, these major big things: losing my marriage, having to move, nearly losing the second home, losing my cat of 18 years, losing my best friend to cancer, having extreme financial pressure, having to deal with these things. We've had load shedding in South Africa, so our power's been off. So it's living on a farm where it's really, really dark when the power is off. And my own health, and at the same time, as I'm training for Everest Base Camp, also having to have this extra financial pressure of, like, I'm going on this really big trip. I need a lot of money for that. So so I'm going to put a link below if you would like to support me in my Everest endeavors. There is a link for you to donate. There's a little bit, I do still require some gear items, so it would be highly appreciated if you could support me on that. Other than that, so creating my own reality. So through all of these, every time I had these challenges, I made a decision to realign with myself, to look at my narrative, to look at my thoughts, and to say, how does life get better than this? How can I create something better? What is it that I truly desire? What is this teaching me? And so I took the lessons from these experiences and created more of what I desire. And so it's about like creating an energetic and vibrational match. And so I decided to start focusing on the things that I truly desire. So that is the essence of love, of connection, of groundedness, of feeling safe, of feeling secure, of honoring and respecting others. And like I said, it doesn't always come out that way, but that's the intention. And so I just keep going back to the drawing board, keep going back to, how is this happening for me? How is this helping me create a better environment for my children? How is this creating more strength in myself so that I can really grow as a person? And it's helped me to navigate these things, to say that this isn't happening to me, this is happening for me, because all of these experiences have helped me to become stronger in who I am. I can choose to live in the past. One of my favorite mantras at the moment is I lovingly release and forgive the past. Everything is happening for my highest good. I love and approve of myself, because I used to look for that love and approval in other people. I used to hold them responsible for making me feel happy and safe and secure, and just showing up for me. I still require people to stick to their commitments, of course. But if I keep focusing on where they are not, or where people are out of alignment, then I'm going to get more of that in my reality. So the more we focus on the good things in other people, because it's really a reflection of us. We are reflections of each other. And so I'll give you a very practical example. For a very long time, I would say to my daughter, "You're not listening to me. You don't hear what I'm saying." And guess what happened? She didn't hear what I was saying. She would just like constantly either block me out or misinterpret or just do her own thing. And then I started shifting it to positive reinforcement, to positive language. So I would start saying, if she did something right and she heard it, I would say, "That was good listening," or "Wow, you heard that really well. I feel really heard. Thank you. Thank you for hearing me." And it started shifting and changing. She started listening better. And it was just recently that I really started noticing about how well she's listening. And just by making that small tweak, I'd actually forgotten about this, because it's now a natural part of how we speak to each other, is we compliment each other on it's so funny when my children tells me like, "Good job, mama." It's like, oh, wow, that's amazing. So I'm really happy about that. So we start to focus in the same way that we focus on ourselves. So if we focus on our negative points and on our mistakes, then we will keep having that, versus if we actually just lean into our positive traits. Like something that I've been hearing a lot lately. The other day I met a stranger. There's a guy that went hiking with me, and I offered to give him a lift to the hiking site, and he said to me, "Oh, thank you. That was so kind of you." And I really took that. The words sounded so beautiful when he said it. He was an American, so that accent was like a little, like it sounded fun. And then throughout the next couple of days, I probably 3 or 4 times had people say, "You're so kind. Thank you for that." Even my daughter saying, "Oh, that's really kind of you." And it was like, oh, yes, I'm tapping into the essence of kindness. And so that is how we start creating our own realities, by focusing on the essence of the things that we really want to feel, rather on the surface things of how we want it to come about, wanting to control that, coming back to that control issue again. So just really focusing on how it feels, what the essence is of it. And that's how we start creating more of that in our reality. And so at the moment, I've created a lot more stability, security. Does that mean that everything is in place? No. I still have financial pressures sometimes. I still have health issues. I had bronchitis very recently. And rather than be like, "Oh, I'm a victim. I feel so sorry for myself. I'm so sick. What did I do wrong?" I just was like, this is it. I'll rest when I can rest. I'm nurturing my body. It's my body saying that it needs some rest. I was doing the Louise Hay stuff, saying my affirmations about what that is about. And I got through it, and my body just needed the rest. And what was very interesting, because I'm now obviously training for Everest, so I want to get fit. And I was like, oh no, it's almost 2 weeks. So you start losing your fitness after 2 weeks. And yet when I went hiking again, I could do a faster pace, and I felt stronger by having taken the rest. So to me, it was a very good indication of how we have this whole being intelligence that actually knows what is best for us, when it's time to rest, when it's time to work, when it's time to push, when it's time to be on fire, when it's time to share our voice. And so that's what this challenge is about for me, is to share with you how I am doing that on a daily basis, looking at my thoughts, looking at my narratives, because when I took like a snapshot, the majority of my day were negative thoughts. I'll maybe start out in the morning early. I'll start thinking positive things, or, I'd like to position this positively. But then by the end of the day, I've actually been thinking a whole bunch of negative, like on loop thoughts. So it's really becoming aware of my thoughts and saying, no wonder some of these things are so challenging, because I keep telling myself in my head that this is what it is. And I've got these stories, and I've been living in the past and bringing that energy into the present. So That's me for today. Thank you for following along in my journey. I'd love to know if you're also taking part in the Fearless City Challenge. Pop below your comments and I'll happily follow along, or just if anything in this video resonates with you, please share with me. I do appreciate the feedback. I've had some people reach out to me personally or privately to let me know that this is really helping them. So I'm deeply grateful for those of you taking the time to watch my videos, to hear my point of view and to share in my journey. Sending you lots of love.